Goddamn ugly broad, Parcell! An ugly broad! No, Ronnie! No!
What's up, Vault Dwellers? Dan here. Hey, today we're going to cover 10 so bad they're good exploitation movies. These are films made by people who looked at the Hollywood rulebook, used it as kindling, and then roasted hot dogs over the flames. They were designed to shock, scandalize,
Man, everybody got AIDS and shit.
titillate, and occasionally educate. From church-funded anti-drug propaganda to Oscar-winning actors doing things that would end careers, marriages, and friendships today, this is the stuff that played at drive-ins, got banned in Britain, and somehow ended up in the Criterion Collection. The bar for too far in exploitation cinema, it's not actually a bar. It's a chalk line someone drew in a parking lot. Every single film in this batch, it just vaulted right over it. All right, let's go.
Look out, Alexei. I'm going down.
Sextette from 1978 is possibly the most surreal object ever released by a major Hollywood studio. And I'm saying that even though I'm going to be talking about Caligula today.
That dress is so fantastic that even I would wear it. In fact, I have.
Mae West was 85 years old in this movie. All right, let me just give you a moment to think about that number for a second. And she's playing the world's most irresistible sex symbol. Every man in the film falls over themselves trying to sleep with her. No one mentions her age, and no one blinks.
Darling, I know you belong to another, but your husband can never love you the way I love you, and you'll never love your husband the way you love me.
The movie, it just commits fully and completely to this reality and just dares you to try and say something. All right, her sixth husband is played by Timothy Dalton, who spends the entire film with the expression of a man just trying to calculate how long until his agent returns his calls. Ringo Starr shows up. Tony Curtis shows up. George Hamilton materializes in a suit. Oh, Alice Cooper, he performs a musical number because apparently someone on set had a dartboard and a list of names.
He was too proud to play a part of a sextet playing love in your heart.
West delivers her legendary innuendos in a soft monotone while just barely moving a muscle.
Sing it to me.
I told her and the world about the real Marlowe Manor.
Oh, it's real, honey. It's all real.
I suppose you're getting ready.
I'm telling you, this thing is just hypnotic, right? And you cannot look away. It's a car crash wrapped in a feather boa. And when she does that little hip twitch in her final scene, walking away at 85 years old, and she is just still absolutely certain she's the most desirable creature alive. Respect. Unhinged. Just unhinged respect.
Oh, but our viewers are most interested to know your plans for your honeymoon.
I haven't even had my wedding night.
Oh, please, Sir Michael, this will only take 2 minutes.
That's my wife.
Oh, so
We're
it
all
is.
set up. Dan, bring him
She's
over.
with another man.
Yeah, how about that? Listen, this interview is going to be really right down.
First, the breasts are brought out. The body of the woman within begins to appear now. Then comes the major surgery, the removal of the man and the formation of the woman.
All right, in 1953, Ed Wood, you know, the man, the myth, the Angora sweater, he made a semi-autobiographical plea for transgender tolerance. And I want you to sit with how incredible that sentence is. Not interesting, not unusual, just incredible.
You want to borrow your sister's dress? What for?
I want to wear it to the Halloween party.
There are names for boys who go around wearing girls' clothes.
You go ahead and wear your sister's dress, Glen. You always did look much better as a girl than you do as a man.
Wood casts himself as Glen, and he's a man who's just desperately trying to find the courage to tell his fiancée that he loves women's clothing. Bela Lugosi, he sits in a chair surrounded by skeletons, screaming about a big green dragon. There's random buffalo stampedes, and Satan shows up in a dream sequence wearing a cape and seems completely lost. You know, here's the thing that gets me like every time. Wood was dead serious with this film. This was personal to him. You see, he was a cross-dresser, and he truly believed he could change minds with this film. And this was shot in like 4 days on a budget that wouldn't cover his lingerie cleaning bill. This movie, I mean, it fails completely as an educational cinema, but it succeeds completely as the most heartfelt and sincere and unhinged piece of advocacy filmmaking in Hollywood history. David Lynch calls it one of his favorite films, but that's David Lynch, right? And the ending, where Barbara accepts Glen, Angora, sweaters and all, it's actually kind of weirdly touching. Wood put his entire heart into this beautiful mess, and somehow, he made it work. It's a disaster that just loves you back.
I guess I got a problem.
Haven't we all?
I mean a real problem, one like I've never had to face before.
Our whole existence is one big problem after another.
I want to get married.
You have a problem.
Oh, dear. If you want a good smoke, try one of these. That's better. That's more like it. I know you like that. Really, you will. Now just take a puff of it.
All right, let me tell you the greatest origin story in exploitation cinema. So a church group makes a propaganda film to scare teenagers away from marijuana. The premise, one puff, and you will immediately commit murder, develop a crippling piano habit, laugh maniacally, and you might even jump out a window. A perfectly reasonable depiction of what happens when you smoke weed. The church group sells it to exploitation kingpin Dwayne Esper, who markets it to exactly the audience they were trying to warn. And it gets forgotten entirely. And then, in 1971, Keith Stroup finds a print in the Library of Congress and starts screening it at a pro-legalization rally. And the film, made to terrify teenagers, becomes the midnight movie staple of the exact people it was trying to save. I mean, that's not irony, folks. That's poetry. The acting is community theater performed by people who've just never seen a community theater. The teenagers are visibly pushing 30 years old, and the sound design appears to have been recorded inside a filing cabinet. Ralph's descent into Reefer Madness, one joint, and he's sobbing, shaking, beating people with sticks while bystanders laugh.
I just want to talk to you.
It's comedy so unintentional. It achieves like this kind of perfection. In the states where weed is now fully legal, people are still watching this film and just howling. The propaganda piece that became its own punchline. 50 years later, people are still rolling to it.
Take it easy, kid. Hold on, you'll kill somebody.
Why did you adopt me?
I wanted someone to love.
Don't you act for me. Why did you adopt me?
Maybe I did it for a little extra publicity.
Faye Dunaway doesn't chew the scenery in Mommie Dearest. She devours it, demands to be cooked differently, sends it back, and then eats the waiter.
What are you doing?
Don't you tell me what I'm doing. Don't tell me. Don't.
Oh, no! Mommy,
Yeah, I know you look awful. You be quiet!
This was based on Christina Crawford's memoir about her abusive adopted mother, Joan Crawford. This was supposed to be a serious Oscar contender. I mean, Paramount had prestige just written all over it. What they got instead, it was something far more immortal. No wire hangers.
No wire hangers! What's wire hangers doing in this closet when I told you no wire hangers ever?
There are people who have never seen this film who just know that line. I mean, there are people on their deathbeds who whisper it. Dunaway in cold cream, eyes wide with this magnificent fury, just attacking a closet like it owes her money. It's terrifying and actually hilarious in the exact same instant. Paramount, to their eternal credit, they actually leaned into that and they remarketed the film as a camp experience, and they encourage audiences, bring your wire hangers to the screening. The garden destruction scene.
Royalty! Oh, my parted friends.
The raw steak dinner, the Christmas choking. I mean, it just goes on. Director Frank Perry, he kept telling her, go bigger, go bigger. So she went to Jupiter. The film effectively ended Dunaway's A-list career, but simultaneously, it made her a legend that's going to outlast everyone else involved. And she refuses to discuss it to this day. If you strip away the camp, though, this movie is super unsettling. Survivors of narcissistic parents have said it's the most accurate portrait they have ever seen. The laughter, it's just a coping mechanism. This film is dark and delicious in equal measure.
Well, I was wondering if you could lend me a little money, to get by this month.
Not a cent.
Joan, come on, little something.
Doing things on your own is best.
Joe Spinell, sweating through his shirt in a cramped New York apartment, surrounded by mannequins wearing human scalps. Well, that's where we are. That's where we're spending time at number 66. Siskel and Ebert, they walked out on Maniac. Feminist groups, they organized protests. This was banned across multiple countries, and Spinell, who actually co-wrote the film, and he specifically gave himself the lead role after years of background work in films like Rocky, The Godfather, and he delivers one of the most unsettling performances in slasher history. Frank Zito, he's just pathetic. He's lonely, he's broken, and you almost feel something for him before remembering that he's actively scalping people, which complicates the emotional experience considerably. Tom Savini's shotgun head explosion, filmed guerrilla style in one take because they'd have been arrested for firing a real weapon in New York, it remains one of the great practical effects moments of its era. They shot the shot, threw the prop gun in the car trunk, and just drove away. The entire production has that same energy. Scrappy, dangerous, and just completely committed. This is New York City as a horror movie. It's grimy, claustrophobic, and somehow transfixing. It's not comfortable viewing, and it's not supposed to be.
It's so sweet, it's painful.
Oh, Jesus! Oh, shit! Oh, God! Oh, look what she's done to me! Oh, shit!
Roger Ebert called I Spit on Your Grave a vile bag of garbage, and this was banned as a video nasty in the UK, and it's been the subject of serious feminist film scholarship for over 40 years. This film has spent its entire life refusing to let anyone be comfortable about it, and that might be the most honest thing exploitation cinema has ever done. The plot, it's not that complicated. A woman is brutalized, and then she dismantles everyone responsible. No police, no male savior, no rescue. It's just her rage and some really inventive revenge that I'm not going to spoil because the discoveries matter. The director has said he was inspired by encountering a rape victim in Central Park and feeling completely inadequate because of the legal system's response. He wanted the assault shown as the horror it actually is, not glamorized, just relentless and awful. Keaton's performance deserves better than the exploitation ghetto it's been trapped in. The film sits in a deeply uncomfortable place where exploitation and transgressive power fantasy occupy the same frame simultaneously. And the fact that viewers can't agree on which it is, like 45 years later, means it did something real. It's disturbing, divisive, and almost impossible to dismiss.
Johnny made me do it. I didn't want to do it. He made me do it.
Suck it, bitch.
I am Myra Breckinridge. Uncle Buck, your fag nephew, became your niece 2 years ago in Copenhagen and is now free as a bird and happy in being the most extraordinary woman in the world.
Time magazine called Myra Breckinridge as funny as a burning orphanage. Gore Vidal sued to have his name removed. Rex Reed plays a gay film critic who gets a sex change operation and becomes Raquel Welch.
We'll have to blow up your tits for silicone.
How about they use paraffin?
No, that would make them inflammable. You don't want inflammable tits now, do you?
That's some pretty good surgery. Who then embarks on a personal mission to dismantle American masculinity. A major studio released this film with money, on purpose. Oh, hey, Mae West is back, and she plays a talent agent who sleeps with every man she encounters at 77 years old.
Hi, cowboy. How tall are you without your horse?
Well, ma'am, I'm 6 feet 7 inches.
Never mind about the 6 feet. Let's talk about the 7 inches.
So, totally she's a spring chicken in this film. And she refuses to share any scene with Raquel because she just couldn't stand her and still manages to be the most watchable person in the film. Oh, Tom Selleck, he's in this film, and so is Farrah Fawcett. The whole thing is intercut with random clips from classic Hollywood films for satirical commentary, though what exactly is being satirized, it just shifts by the minute.
Get up there! It's your boy! Yeah!
That's what I call disgusting.
The premiere of this film in 1970 reportedly caused actual riots in the streets. 20th Century Fox released this and Beyond the Valley of the Dolls in the same calendar year. And I need someone to explain the boardroom conversations that led to those decisions. Myra Breckinridge is incoherent, offensive, baffling, and just absolutely compulsory viewing. It's a complete disaster with the energy of a film that knows something you totally don't.
During the decade between 1935 and 1945, no unimportant film was made in the United States. During those years, the entire range of human, which is to say American legend, was put on film.
Caligula is probably one of the hardest movies I have ever tried to edit. There are exactly 5 minutes of scenes without naked people in it. All right, anyways, here's a sentence I need you to try to absorb slowly. Malcolm McDowell, Helen Mirren, Peter O'Toole, and Penthouse magazine money. The producer, he fired the director and then secretly shot hardcore pornography scenes without telling any of the actors and then spliced them into what everyone thought was a serious historical epic.
You swear?
Everyone disowned this thing immediately. When the cast discovered what had happened, they went ballistic. Ebert, yeah, okay, so he walked out. But yet, buried under all that chaos, there is a compelling film just trying to breathe in here. McDowell commits completely to Caligula's spiral into madness, giving a performance that's terrifying in the parts that were always there. O'Toole as the diseased, decaying Tiberius is just magnificent, really. And the production design is like legitimately gorgeous. There's a 2023 Ultimate Cut that removes all of the inserted footage, and it finally reveals the movie that was actually made underneath. And it turns out it was actually really good. What got released in 1979? That was a $22 million art film that accidentally became pornography, but then accidentally became one of the most discussed cult films in history. The mechanical head-chopping contraption alone, which is an actual functional prop that shouldn't exist in like any universe, it is so worth your full attention. This was audacious, chaotic, and historically fascinating in a way that rewards the patient viewer.
Now, what does it feel like, Proculus? Can you see the great goddess Isis?
Paul Verhoeven, fresh off Basic Instinct and feeling apparently invincible, he decided to make the most expensive NC-17 film ever committed to celluloid.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Stardust proudly presents Miss Mommie Malone.
Elizabeth Berkley, desperately hungry to leave Saved by the Bell behind, threw herself into the role of Mommie Malone with an intensity usually reserved for competitive athletes and people fleeing natural disasters. This movie swept the Razzies and then became one of MGM's highest-selling home video releases of all time. Cinema is really wild at times. Verhoeven showed up to actually collect his Worst Director Razzie in person, and he became the first director ever to do so, which tells you everything about where his head was at with making this film. And he always claimed that the comedy was intentional in this thing.
Nice dress.
Thanks. I bought it at Versailles. In the Forum?
Oh yeah, Versailles. I love Versailles.
So like the pool sex scene, it violates multiple laws of physics and human anatomy. And the term showgirls bad, it entered the critical vocabulary, which means the movie probably won.
Where are you from? Back east. From where back east? Different places.
When I'm with you, pussycat, who needs grass? You'd have to see it to believe it.
He was gonna kill me if he found any more grass around the house.
Escape, man.
Hey.
And you're a moonchild.
And you're a bitch.
I said, well, why don't you come over to my pad? I got a wading pool full of mayonnaise.
Roger Ebert co-wrote Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. And I just want to start there, right? Because I think this deserves its own moment. the man with the television show and the thumb in the air. He and Russ Meyer wrote this together, reportedly while laughing so hard they could barely type.
Cut! No, don't listen to that man! Keep those cameras rolling!
His partner, Gene Siskel, gave it 0 stars. John Waters called it one of the best movies ever made, but that's John Waters. The Criterion Collection, it actually released it. This may be the only exploitation film to achieve such perfectly contradictory respectability, and I think it earned every single bit of it. Russ Meyer, who is known as the king of the nudies, he was handed an actual Fox studio budget and made something that is simultaneously parodies every excess of late 60s Hollywood at just full throttle. This is about an all-girl rock band which becomes an overnight sensation, gets pulled into a world of drugs, parties, and predatory industrial figures, and then the film executes a third act right into Manson family massacre territory, which arrives like a freight train you absolutely did not hear coming. Z-Man's reveal is among cinema's greatest genuine WTF moments.
Now we're friends, aren't we? Remember, Z-Man? Put the sword away. Come on, Z-Man, put it away. You don't need it.
"You will drink the black sperm of my vengeance" is a line that Ebert wrote with his hands on purpose.
Yes, I vow it. Ere this night does wane, you will drink the black sperm of my vengeance!
The editing in this film is just frenetic. The costumes are they're extraordinary. I'd say the songs are actually catchy, and what's crazy is it received an X rating when they were aiming for an R. Meyer, he wanted this to be, in his own words, a satire, serious melodrama, rock musical comedy, violent exploitation picture, and a skin flick, and a moralistic expose, all at the same damn time. Well, he achieved it, like every single one of those. It's the ultimate camp classic, and the template everything after it has been chasing.
You've narrowed your field. You'd make a great switch hitter, sweetheart. I'm all alone tonight. It would appear that you are too, so why don't the two of us... This really isn't your night, is it, pussycat?
Okay, yeah, that's 10 films from the exploitation part of my vault. 10 movies that didn't just push the envelope, they set the envelope on fire, mailed the ashes to a church group, and then they waited for the complaints. You know what makes exploitation cinema matter? And I do think it matters, that it was the only place that these stories could get told. Transgender acceptance in 1953, a woman taking revenge without needing to be rescued, the complete insanity of Hollywood's own excess turned into a spectacle. The studios weren't touching any of that. Now the drive-in would, and the grindhouse would. So 50 years later, when these films turn up in the Criterion Collection, or in a university film course, or maybe on your couch at 2 a.m. with a bowl of cereal, that's not irony. That's them arriving exactly where they're always supposed to be. Hey, before you go, you should check out these videos right here. That's part 1 through 3 of this countdown, and if you get a chance, keep it weird, folks.
My price has gone up to an even $1 million.
It's you.
I want my friggin' suitcase.